Greetings, clubberers, to Clobbering Times issue number 289 on YouTube and 999 overall. And we're here with Clobby's Clubhouse number something.
Something.
Number something, probably 15 or 16 or 2,000, 2 billion. I'm not sure what it is, but it's something, folks. And we're here. And good to see all of you wonderful friends here who are just starting to pile into the chat, my friends. Thank you so much for being here on this wonderful Thursday night. We got a great one for you. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be something.
Yes, it'll be something, and it'll be fun. That's all I can really ever promise you. Well, It'll be fun for somebody. Will it be fun for you or me? I don't know, but I'm thinking it's going to be fun for somebody. Maybe I shouldn't commit to that. Maybe I should just wait and see. Maybe I'm just jumping the gun a little bit. Maybe it won't be fun for anybody. Maybe it'll be fun for like that one person out there who's not even listening. I don't know. And then the rest of you will be a total chore and torture, and you'll curse me for the rest of your natural-born lives for making this Thursday night a living hell. But maybe not. Welcome, everyone. It is great to see you here. Let's see. We have Grumpy Old Ninja Kentaro. I don't know how to say that OE thingy. I'm sorry, but Grumpy Old Ninja, I appreciate you. Thank you, by the way, for tweeting this out. It's great to see you, my friend. Phantom Outsider, what's up, buddy? The great J-Man is here. What is that, my brother? With your cool vibes. I think we should start calling him Highlander, too. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just kidding, Tim. We're not going to beat up on you that much about it. But we're going
to
he
never did see the original, so we'll give him some slack there.
We got to talk, buddy. The great master of bronze wrencher himself, Eric K. What's up, brother? Good to see you, buddy. There he is, the wrencher of bronze. Let's see who we got. Oops. Come on, man. Let's see. Chris Persia, the great master of wrenchness. All right, buddy. Good to see you there. Hungry for a maelstrom of micronauts. I like that one.
Nice.
I like that one a lot. Nice. Hungry boy. Good to see you, buddy. Lord Thoth. Avon lives. Long live the Legion, brother. Let's see here. Who else has popped in? Hang on, everyone. Apollome's Minion. Hello there, Apollome's Minion. It's lovely to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're out there being safe. Decepticon. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the clubhouse. Aaron Baker, welcome. Good to see you. Let's see here. Comic Relief Crusader. Hello. Welcome. And I'm up to speed there. Now that I'm up to speed in the chat before anyone else shows up, of course, say hello, everyone, to our wonderful, beautiful, fabulous first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs.
Hey, everyone. How are you? Nice to see you all. I'm wrangling tiny puppies, and they boss me around 24 hours a day. So I wasn't here for all of those marvelous introductions and to say hello to everyone. So here it is, right here, right now. Hello, everyone. I love you all. I missed you all. And whee!
I love it. Hey, Cal, buddy, good to see you there, bro. And of course, we have our extraordinary first officer, but also our extraordinary chief engineer, Mark D. with AC. Welcome, buddy.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, and shout out to Chris Persia. He said he's got a cold from fighting frost giants, possibly. So hope he's feeling better and doing good. And he said he's on the it's in the beginning of the chat, but said he's on the couch relaxing and listening. So shout out to you, Chris. Hope you're feeling better, and he's watching us on the TV. Indeed. Yep, watch out for those frost giants. Yep.
Yes, indeed. Get better soon, bro. Hope you just relax there and get some rest there, brother. We're right here for you if you need us. Our first officer, of course. When I do this, I never can do it like you do, but I still try to put it out there every night. But tell us a little bit about your literary works of science fiction and where they can. Well, this is where you can find them. You got that part right here, but tell us a little bit about those.
Well, thank you so much, Clubby. It's so nice of you to help promote my work. Yeah, folks, I'm putting together a short story collection. It's science fiction. And I have broken the stories up and put them for sale for under $1. I think they're 74 cents for Americans on Amazon. And you can download them onto any device. And you can also download them on your Kindle. And the reason why I'm doing it is publishers in my area and in the greater publishing environment are no longer interested in short story collections unless you are a super famous author. And so one way of doing it to break through is to put them on sale individually and try and prove to a publisher that there is interest in the stories. And wow, has the community ever responded? You guys are just the most marvelous, marvelous people and gals in buying my science fiction and loving it, and then leaving the most incredible reviews. You guys are just so intelligent and just so thoughtful and just so wonderful and such loyal and marvelous friends. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for supporting my work. It means the world to me. So if you're interested in checking out the short story science fiction, just look under R.M. Briggs on Amazon. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much, number one. And let's say hello to Kal-El. Kal-El, buddy, good to see you there.
Hey.
And yes, indeed, Val Palmy, always the puppies.
Yep. Puppies!
Hey, when are we going to get a pupper cam on our channel or on Clubhouse?
I'm going to do it right away. I'm actually going to do it right away. I'm going to take a
old iPhone or something.
An old phone, maybe an Android. I don't know. We'll see. And I will make a puppy cam.
Nice.
And then when they're arguing and fighting with one another, you'll all hear the noise and you'll just start laughing, because sometimes it's like Rocky Balboa and Clubber Lang round here as they get through puppydom. And so they're roly-poly puddles of fun. I love them very much, but they're also noisy when I'm on air.
Yeah, right. That's okay. Adds color to the show, right? Yeah, the ratings are going to go way up if we have a puppy cam. I mean,
oh yeah, I will love those puppies.
The network is in favor of that.
The only show note I have, folks, is Saturday night. It's all right for a fight, but it's also all right for Saturday night Star Trek.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. We are underway now with the 5th season after last week's special episode we did, which was a lot of fun, and we thanked our first officers. And, of course, our first officer and our chief engineer and our chief communications officer last week for joining us, Mark and Jill. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Now we're back to business, folks. We're going to be reviewing 4 more episodes. That will be Darmok, When the Walls Fell. It'll be Ensign Row, Silicon Avatar, and Disaster.
Dun, 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 dun.
I've already watched the first 2 episodes. I'm ahead of schedule. Those are pretty good. Those first 2. Usually I'm like scrambling on Saturday, trying to finish them. I'm bad with my homework sometimes.
There you go. Well, there you go. J-Man at Highlander, When the Walls Fell.
Yeah. There can be only one When the Walls Fell.
There can be only one at Tanagra.
Picard would have survived, yeah.
So sorry, Jay, man, I had to, man, because you mentioned Darmok, so I had to do that. Yes, Hubba indeed, Ensign Row. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm with you there, but Michelle Forbes.
I after watching Darmok for the gazillionth, I still can't understand all the language.
No, it's an interesting idea in this episode, but it's I'm glad we don't speak in that
Picard.
Language.
Yeah, but it's Raquel's the communication specialist, but.
Yes.
Just that episode. Still I appreciate the episode. I love it, but it still confuses the heck out of me what he's saying at the end. I just know they didn't.
It attracted linguists to the show everywhere. Oh, yeah. Linguists, I can imagine. Flock to that episode. When I was on Facebook, I'm no longer on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook for maybe close to 10 years now. I don't know. But when I was on Facebook, they actually have a private community of linguists that celebrate Darmok by speaking only in metaphors in their group. And I was a part of that group. It's a private group, and it was a ton of fun, but not enough to keep me on the face crack. I had to leave.
There you go.
That's interesting.
Speaking of Star Trek, though, folks, today is not just Star Trek, it was another one too. The two, for some people, arguably the two greatest science fiction franchises or IPs, if you will, celebrate monumental birthdays today. And we'll start with Star Trek. Today, the great Jackson DeForest Kelley would have been 102 years old. Our beloved Bones. And you just can't say enough about what a wonderful actor this man was.
Hello, handsome. Character.
Is that not the man right there? Look at that.
Yeah. Guy. Huge crush on this man my entire life. I absolutely adore him. This is a man who I want to sit underneath a tree with and have a mint julep. This was my introduction to the Southern Gentleman, and whoa, what a high pillar he created for the Southern Gentleman. Very high standards. Woohoo!
Jim boy, y'all ever had a real cold Georgia style mint julep, huh? I love this side of paradise. Look, when it comes to Star Trek, I like the iterations that we talk about and all that kind of stuff. Original series is the most important to me, and I know it's the same for Raquel. And the Star Trek, that means that Star Trek to me, and people have their favorite characters, of course. To me, Star Trek is the Trinity.
Yeah.
Break off any piece of that Trinity, and it's not the same for me personally. And this man is the heart of it.
Yeah.
For me. Kirk is the spirit, and Kirk is the call him what you want. When Spock's the intellect, Kirk's the passion, I guess. Or Kirk, what is Kirk? He's the leader.
I feel like
he's the adventurer.
Yes, I feel like the Holy Trinity is ethos, pathos, logos. So in Bones we have this ethic, right? And then in Kirk we have the pathos, the passion, and the pathology, and then of course we have the logos, the beautiful logic of Spock, and so that for me is the Trinity, the Holy Trinity.
Yes, and this man, there's a reason he's in almost every episode after when I'm gone before. There's only one episode. It's weird. One of the greatest episodes, Errand of Mercy. It's strange. I always wondered why he wasn't in that episode. It'd be weird, but it would have been fine. But still, it's a great one. But there are very few episodes where he doesn't play a very prominent role in. There's some, but not many. He is just key, and it's not the great characters of Kirk and Spock are far, far lesser characters without the great character of Leonard Bones McCoy.
Well, they're all part of one person. You could, in a sense, in a sense, right? It's, obviously the three different characters, but they're, everyone's got. Most people have those segments of their personality, right? You've got the rational thought, you've got the reckless, adventurous type, part of your personality, and so those are all, those three are merged together. So it's almost like, Kirk as a leader, you could say. He's getting advice, from, his friends, but also that's, his, in his mind too. You could also, you're hearing that different point of view from your mind. So that's why I think they all merge together so well, because it's just such a great, great character study of all the three different types of personalities that you can have. And then of course, then you have those individual people, break out and do different things. Sometimes you don't expect, like Galileo 7. I just love that episode where Spock just learns about command and being human and taking risks and, irrational chances. And, that last line to Scotty, like, where he says, you did, you always get the quotes right. I mess them up. But he says, you did the human thing, in the end, like when he launches the fuel as a flare.
Mr. Spock, it was a good gamble. He says there was no chance. But you're talking about when McCoy said to him, It may have been
McCoy, right?
But it was all human.
All human, right? Yeah.
And he said there was no chance. And he goes, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. And they talk at the end. Yeah, but that's just why it's so. Just those character studies are just so much, just so well done. I could watch that episode, a bunch of the TOS episodes just over and over and over. It's just, and his portrayal is brilliant, and it's just so good.
the show, it's inconceivable that's without him. It's not Star Trek without any of the three of them. Now again, we would really, really, really miss Scotty. We would miss him big. Yeah. But another character almost as well written, would be, we wouldn't know it, I guess. Not without these three. It's just
it doesn't work.
It's just amazing, And he was a really great, he was a really wonderful, sweet man from everyone. I've only met him once briefly, but he was very nice. And he was everyone who knew him and talked about him, not just as a great character actor, or not just as a character, always said he was a really wonderful man from what everyone said about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's nice to hear.
Beautiful, beautiful person. Very gentle and kind person. Hyper private person. No one from the cast or the crew had ever even been in his home. Wow. Just very, very private man, but a marvelous, marvelous human being. And certainly everyone should know that Gene always had him in mind to be the Doctor, of course, to be Bones. But of course, the network and the studio execs didn't want him because he was in all these cowboy westerns and he was always playing the villain. And, there's many people in Hollywood say that the people who make the best villains are usually the kindest people in real life. And of course, DeForest Kelly, D, as I call him and his friends call him, he helped set up one of the largest animal rescue shelter organizations in the United States. And is just a kind and marvelous and beautiful, beautiful person. And of course, Gene Roddenberry's casting is always correct. And of course, he was correct here. Just a magnificent human being. Love, love, love him. And I actually feel sad that he is no longer with us. I actually feel that because he was such a great person.
Thank you so much for that, Eric K, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it, buddy. Dr. Coit examined Dolly. She had braces. Absolutely.
Where's Stewart?
I mean, you could just go for hours on all the different great moments of this character. There's so many. Well, a couple of the standouts for me, but motion picture is one of my favorite ones when he first beams in. I need you. I need you. And it was almost nothing to do with Bones. It was Kirk. He's just about to go back out there. He's been sitting around for 2.5 years. This is a galaxy-threatening, life-threatening, Earth plant-threatening menace he knows nothing about. He probably knows that he would have gone after Spock if it had been possible, but he knew he was a long way away. So he needs something, and he needs to be grounded. And he just flat out admits to McCoy, "I need you."
Yes,
badly. That is a great scene.
While shaking his hand, and everyone is just waiting in this gulf of silence that takes over the bridge. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable.
That's a great moment and a testament to just how important McCoy is to Kirk.
Oh yeah.
And obviously he didn't think he was going to get Spock at that point, but he needed something. Mm-hmm. And he got that. And then when Spock shows up, he's got the Trinity there. Boom, and that's a wonderful bit in that. And even the scene in the counter at Farpoint, that little small scene where she's 137 years old, that scene chokes me up every time. It got me the first time when I saw that. I was not expecting it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't know. I didn't know about it.
No, it was killer. I was like, oh my God, it gives you chills. And it's only
like as soon as they were describing what was happening, you knew, but no way, they're not going to have Dr. McCoy, are they? Yeah, right, but they said there's someone who does it. Yeah, and then you're like,
he's a rather
really going to have him on,
man. Yeah. Yeah, that's such a great scene.
Love to see that. Yeah, and that's why I have the 20th anniversary lithograph for the movie, and or I guess it's Star Trek, but it's got the movie poster. I've shown it before, but I've got to find a good picture online.
I was J-Man and I think alike. I'm sorry, Martin. But
that's okay. Yeah,
that's one that always comes to mind too. That green-blooded son of a bitch.
Yeah,
it's just revenge for his arguments lost. I love that scene.
Yeah,
that's a great
scene. That's a great one.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I was
almost more than that. In that movie too, where he tells Spock, talk to me. When he's telling Spock how he feels about him when they're on the Klingon bird of prey. That was pretty. There's so many though. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. No, it was just I have a poster. Let's see if I turn my camera on, if I can point to it. But it's just got the Trinity there, so it's got.
You showed us this before. It's great.
Yeah. So.
Steve Mitchum just walks through the door.
He
says, "Hail all, still sick as a dog, so I won't be participating very much, but I wanted to drop by for a few and drop a like. Thank you so much, Steve Mitchum.
Feel better, Steve.
Sorry, dude.
And Andy's here. Andy Masterson, our
Andy!
maker.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, Andy.
I don't know why I took you out of the stream when I meant to blow the damn thing up. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's I don't know my good camera setup tonight, but see the Trinity there. So it's kind of like the TMP, poster, but with McCoy instead of Aaliyah, which it always should have been, I thought, because I love that rainbow, with the three crew, and an artist agreed with me and did it that way. So just always appreciated that poster.
Oh yeah, it's always should be that way. Always should be that way. But good God, I mean, you'd be here all night if you just think all the different scenes that made him special, that made him a special character. I love him.
Yeah, that Kurt and the Spock McCoy dynamic too is just so wonderful when they, it's like they quote unquote hate each other, but it's just great friends bickering, and just such a heartfelt relationship, and it just you just all those quotes that you were just showing, and it's just you feel it. It's when they're arguing, even in Wrath of Khan, when they've just watched the the Genesis device, and McCoy's like, "Good God, we're talking about Universal Armageddon, and you're talking about and the Doctor."
It's funny you should say that about hate. It was only when I met my American friends that I realized that some people had that perception. And of course, it's been stated in a few publications. But for me, my entire life, I never thought that they hated one another.
No.
I just felt as though they had a very challenging relationship, but I felt as though they deeply, deeply loved one another, but they weren't afraid to challenge one another. And they had a very intellectual relationship, and intellectual relationships are I think they're more intense, and sometimes difficult to navigate for those who don't imbibe in very cerebral relationships.
I don't know who thought that. Who thought they hated each other?
Well, it just a lot of people say that, and I've read it in a few publications, but I didn't really hear it until I started conversing with Americans, and like Mark just said, they quote unquote hated each other.
Yeah, that's
it's because you hear it everywhere, right?
Yeah,
and you're like, no, actually, they didn't.
They loved each other.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, when Flavius in Bread and Circuses asked Kirk, "Are they enemies, Captain?" He said, "I'm not sure. They're sure." They were adversaries, but they didn't hate each other. Yeah. And I don't know anyone who could ever draw that conclusion watching it. I mean, friends are brutal to each other all the time, but didn't you watch? Didn't those same people watch a Mock Time when he tells McCoy so that by right the groom is allowed to have his closest friends attend or whatever?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's one. I mean, he was. They loved each other. It was a different kind of relationship, and they were brutal to each other.
Yep. And I think cerebral relationships are. I mean, I think that you can have really emotional relationships, and they have their own intensity. I think you can have, these sort of casual relationships, and they tend to not get intense. But I think the most intense relationships we experience in our life are those cerebral relationships where you're always testing one another's intellectualism and the basis, the grounds on which we as individuals choose to live our lives and choose to rationalize our behavior, and how we see the objective universe against our subjective ideas and even our ideology. And so that's the way I always viewed it. Of course, when I was young, I didn't have the diction, the language, the vocabulary to express that. But certainly, I definitely felt that. I always felt that this was an intensely wonderful relationship based on love and extreme compassion. At any moment, I knew that Bones would give his life for Spock, and that Spock would instantaneously give his life for Bones. It wouldn't even be a second thought. And of course, when it comes down to torture, the empath, we see that Bones say no. Where clearly Spock would have been just fine. He would have been able to withstand it. He has far more strength and physical wherewithal than a human being. But it wasn't about that. It was about the psychological consequence. And so they're arguing over who is going to shoulder this violent thing that's going to happen. So I love them. And I love the way that Gene portrayed them in this marvelous series.
Absolutely well said. He was just DeForest Kelley. What an extraordinary actor, and what a great character he gave us. He had the line in Trek 2. He says he's really not dead as long as we remember him. Well, that can be said for you too, sir.
Yeah.
And Eric K, thank you so much, my friend, for the $5 super chat. He says, McCoy and Spock, rare friendship with love, but you can give a jab. Kind of like I give Clobby poop about loving Wesley and Man of Stool.
That is not true. That is not true.
Yes. Telling all of my secrets. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you, Eric. We appreciate you, bro. And again, Steve Mitchum, dude, I hope you feel better, bro. I hope I hope it goes away, man. Sorry about that, bud.
Yeah.
I would send Dr. McCoy to you if I could. And he can give you a hypo and then boom. Alagaballas, what's up, brother?
And that's why in Wrath of Khan, there's part of that movie I love too, is that relationship with Kirk and McCoy in the beginning, where he's talking about his birthday and getting his command back, and just don't waste your life, and that whole scene in his apartment is just so well done. It's just so it's not just a shoot 'em up action movie. There's a lot going behind the scenes, and it's a great character study too of what happens when you get older, and what are you going to do with your life, and beware. What's the line? Beware Romulans
bearing gifts.
Bearing gifts. Yeah. So
damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with you? Other people have birthdays. Why we're treating yours like a funeral?
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny though, but we were just talking about this in season 4. The whole idea that when does a man or a woman become less viable? When do they become invisible to society? And so it is a reoccurring theme in the Star Trek universe.
It is indeed, and he was just amazing. I can't believe he's been gone now for about, like 24 years or something like that. He was the first.
Was he the first crew? He was the first crew member.
He was
right. Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Wow. Yeah. So DeForest Kelley, you will always be loved out here forever and ever, remembered forever. And we're all going to pop our fingers and jump for joy when we get a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
And if you're somebody who likes to give, remember that Dee died from stomach cancer. So if you want to give in his honor, certainly you could pick your local rescue association. If you do your due diligence and look into your local rescue organization, and donate there, and donate to stomach cancer, and also do your due diligence there and research wherever you're going to donate that money to, and make sure the money's actually getting to where it's supposed to get to. But yes, animal rescue, certainly, especially when it comes to small dogs. Dee loves small dogs, and stomach cancer. But that would be a really good place to put $1 or $2, and every $1 or $2 helps these organizations, and you can do that in Dee's name.
Actually, it was 23 years, but yeah.
23 years ago.
So,
yeah. 1999.
Yeah. So, well, Charity Navigator is a good website to check out a charity. I mean, obviously do your own research, but yeah, you want to be careful to who you give to. But I think the ASPCA, in Long Island, out my way, is something that he helped with and helped start, if I'm not mistaken. But he did a lot of work. But yeah, you always want to, before you donate, it's always a good idea to check how much actually goes to the charity in question versus the administration of that charity.
Mark, isn't it called like I forget what it's, sometimes I remember what it is and sometimes I don't remember what it is. That's the way streaming is.
Yeah, right.
And it doesn't help that I'm reading like a book on anthropology right now. So my brain is going in 50 different directions. But didn't he start that Longshore? Is it called
Longshore? Yeah, I think it was on Long. Let me. I found something. Animal League. Yeah, North Shore Animal League. Yep,
North Shore Animal League. That's the name of it. It's so famous.
Yeah. So here's the memorial fund. I'll post this. Yep.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. So see, this is why he's our chief engineer, everyone. Love you, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. So, So that just, So that was, I think that was online. That's why I think I was thinking ASPCA, but I know it's around the New York area, but that doesn't matter. I think they're a national, national group. So there's the page, and you can look at them. And Port Washington, New York. Yep. So.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. The great Jackson DeForest Kelly, January 20, 1920. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Love you, D. Love you, D. I love you so much. Over there in the great perhaps. We miss you.
He's my favorite of all the Trek doctors, and that's saying something because there's pretty cool Trek doctors, but he's the best. He's the best. And from one doctor to another, the same birthday, a little bit younger, but not much, 88 years old, and luckily still with us. Tom Baker, this magnificent genius of an actor, he's an institution. The fourth Doctor, but he's the first one for so many of us here in the States. Some of my good friends across the pond who are at least around my age range. Some of you got to see some previous doctors before that. Of course, I love all the legit doctors, if you know what I'm saying. But one thing that's probably true about this show, is that your first is always usually your favorite, but not always. There have been people who have said, I saw so-and-so first, but now so-and-so is my favorite. That happens, right? But for the most part, if you saw Tom Baker first, if he was your first doc, in his brilliant 7-year stint as the fourth Doctor, yes, fourth, not 4 millionth. Screw you, Chibi. And the reason why I put this pic up is this is the first picture I ever saw. Hello there, Oliver. Good to see you. And Brandon, the anime guy. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Monkey Jeebus, good to see you. Yeah, Night of the Lepus. I remember DeForest was in that. I saw this in some Starlog. This was not even in an episode, by the way. It's just a promo pic he did. But I saw this in a Starlog Heroes book and read about this crazy, weird-sounding show from across the pond called Doctor Who. Didn't see it till a year or two later, and it became when it went on to become a phenomenon in the U.S. It was already an institution, in the UK, but it became a phenomenon over here. And the show I love closest to my love for Star Trek is this one, is Doctor Who, and I'm one who loves all the docs. Again, all the legit docs for the most part. But Tom, I mean, look, I had that jacket, and then my mom had the lady make that scarf for me back then. And I wore it everywhere. I wish I still had my damn scarf, my Tom Baker scarf.
You don't have it?
No. I lost that. That got lost in one of the. Well, it got old too, but I think I got lost in one of the moves or one of the hurricanes.
Something.
It was in a box or somewhere, but. I loved it, boy. That was 1982 or 3 when I had that thing, but I wore it for years. Over here, a lot of the fans over here, when they first got to see Tom Baker's Doctor, they didn't understand about regeneration. They didn't understand about why the show, and yes, he was in, it's true, he was in Golden Voyage of Sinbad, Sean. We didn't understand. A lot of us didn't understand at first what regeneration was because we didn't. It was kind of a new thing to us, even though he regenerates at the very beginning of Robot. A lot of people were mad. I wasn't, because by the time we found out he was leaving, I'd been able to buy a bunch. We were selling a lot of Doctor Who memorabilia at the shop I was running, and we got a lot of those Target novelizations of previous episodes. So I've been able to read some stories of previous Doctors. So I was intrigued by the idea of him being he's the same being who regenerates into another actor when one actor leaves the role. But you weren't alone. There are people to this day. When you mention Doctor Who, they'll think, "Oh, you mean the guy with the scarf and everything?" Yeah, I used to love that show. Then they changed it, and I don't want to watch it anymore. He was that powerful and that influential for the show over here. Now over there, it was popular, but they were used to changing doctors.
Yep. Was that the first time the show was on in the States? Was PBS with Tom Baker? Or, I mean,
well, there were some.
That's the first time I remember.
For most of us, yes, but there were some affiliates that did show a few Pertwee episodes here and there before that. Not us.
But basically, it was Tom Baker, right? I mean, it was the introduction to Doctor Who for most people.
When it went huge, 90% of the states, it was Tom Baker. They had, like I said, there were some areas of the country that got some of the Pertwee episodes, I'm told. But most I've heard it was Tom. And I got to see Genesis of the Daleks like on a snowy old picture on Rabbit Ears on my little black and white TV one night after I heard of it. And then it wasn't too long after that before we started getting it on our PBS affiliate here, LPB. And that was it. We just we got it serialized. So we would record it every night at 6 o'clock or whatever. Set the VCR to record them and just fell in love with it. I mean, just what a great show. He's just a wonderful character. He's just the guy that walks into the room and everything gravitates towards him. He just blots out the sun when he walks anywhere. He's just magnificent, great actor. And he's just, it's a shame he wasn't in the Five Doctors. But other than that, he's been pretty loyal to the show and to the fans. I wish I'd have got a chance to meet him. I've met a couple of doctors, but not him. And so
he didn't want to be in the Five Doctors, or what was the?
No, he was pretty pissed off and having trouble with the BBC at the time,
But now everything is all well, I think, right? He appeared he appeared in that last episode.
Later he was in that
what was that called?
The 30th anniversary thing. And
he was a librarian, or in the end there when you,
he participated
when you hear his voice and
Dimensions
like,
in Time.
Yeah, and you're
that voice, that Tom Baker voice. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know you really think you might. Would you like a jelly baby? Yes. Brigadier, come along, Brigadier. No, Sarah Jane. I can't do it, but I love him. I love that man. And I love him. Again, Star Trek is the biggest for me, but Doctor Who's right there. And
above Blake 7?
Slightly above it, yes.
Slightly above
because there's so much. It's right.
Well, it's much
above
more
The Prisoner.
Well, it's funny. The Prisoner is the greatest thing ever. What little mind I do have always acknowledges The Prisoner is the most brilliant thing. But when you get into the heart, though, Star Trek and Doctor Who and stuff like that might just ease it out a little bit. Although I know that inside my so-called mind that The Prisoner is better, my heart probably loves Star Trek and Doctor Who a little bit more, and Blake 7 maybe a little more. It's tough though; they're all in the same stratosphere. It's hard when you're going against your heart.
Yeah, it is, and you love each one for its own reasons in its own unique way. It's sometimes you get so wrapped up in some of these beautiful stories that they become like children or like old friends, where you can't put them in a hierarchy. You just love them all equally. They're just your best friends. I must have at least 6 best friends.
There you go.
But it's true, don't you think? It's so hard. How could you choose each and every friend in your life who you enjoy spending a tremendous amount of time with? You love them for a specific reason. So maybe it's that for you, Clubby. Maybe these stories are just good old friends that can't actually fall into a hierarchy, even though you'd like to.
Yeah, I think. See, the thing is, The Prisoner to me is the most extraordinary thing ever put on television. But the thing that has my heart the most is probably original Star Trek. But Doctor Who, original Doctor Who, and even New Who to a little extent, is right up there, very close to it. I love them both. They're Star Trek and Doctor Who. They're this. It's interesting. They're sort of like mirror images of each other in one respect. One is Doctor Who is an institution over there in the UK and in other parts of the world, but and yet it was kind of new to us in the 80s. It came over here. Well, Star Trek, so a lot of people, while we were just being introduced to Doctor Who, over there they had gotten Star Trek for about 10 years. So not too long after Star Trek was, played here, it went over there. So the Brits loved Star Trek just as much as we did. But we were coming in late on their big institution science fiction show. And theirs had even less budget. Theirs had no budget, of course.
No budget, right? Yeah.
And it's very different. But they're different, but it's just as huge over there. If you look behind Tom Baker right there, those stupid little pepper pots right there called the Daleks are what made the show survive. And they became, over there, they were as huge in that little country of the world in the 60s, especially in the 60s, as Star Wars became to us here. Now, obviously, it wasn't worldwide like Star Wars, but over there, it was gigantic. And even Star Trek probably wasn't as popular as Doctor Who, but it was pretty damn popular over here. Whereas we didn't even, we kind of got it later. Got it later. And in the 80s, Doctor Who was a huge phenomenon. For a while in the States, there were tons of Doctor Who conventions.
Big, yeah. It was big, yeah.
Well, in Canada, we have 1 foot in the United States and 1 foot in the UK. And so I think we had it before the United States. I'm pretty sure, but as everyone knows, I'm not a Doctor Who fan. However, I do remember growing up, seeing it on televisions here, even though it wasn't at my house, because of course at my house we only had 1 or 2 channels in English. The rest were in French. And if there was a big storm, you had 1 channel or no channels unless somebody held the rabbit ears.
Doctor Who was created by a Canadian, so
yeah. So I do remember seeing the Doctor Who in black and white here. I tuned into a couple of episodes, and it just didn't stick for me. But I was really young. But Star Trek, from the minute I saw Star Trek, I was like, this is home.
I remember in the early 80s when this started really catching on, they came out. There was a magazine called Enterprise. It was Enterprise Incidents. They were coming out with all these little magazines about Trek fans. They're kind of smaller, independent, but you can get them at comic shops. And they had one called Enterprise Incidents by John Peel, but they had another one called Enterprise. And they wrote a story because even though it was sort of a Trek fanzine, they wrote one called The Doctor and the Enterprise. It had this, of course, the 4th Doctor going aboard the Enterprise. The Enterprise got stuck in his universe, I think. And you're reading that like a real crossover. Oh, my God. The Doctor, and you could just see the Tom Baker Doctor, meeting Kirk and Spock and everything. And they just, I don't know, they wouldn't be in the same universe, but them crossing universes and then meeting that's almost as big as Superman and Spider-Man when they met. That's to a geek of these 2 shows. So they're very similar in a lot of ways. The Doctor's very similar to the ethic. His ethics are very similar to the ethics of the Federation and Star Trek and stuff like that. And he's the character that he won't carry weapons. He won't carry guns. He does everything with his mind. He's, of course, now he has advantages. He has a technology that's thousands of years ahead of anything else in the galaxy because he's a Time Lord. And, it deals with a lot more time travel stuff because he is a Time Lord, a Lord of Time, although he's a renegade. And, but yes, a lot of the ethics are very similar in the 2 shows. So
tell me about this man, because today is his birthday.
Yes.
What tell me about this man's life. Like, is he a really super private person, so there's not a lot on hand, or what would is he still alive? What would he like to be remembered for, or what would he like to be shouted out for? Teach me here, Clobby and Mark.
Yep.
He's Thomas Stewart Baker is still with us, fortunately. A very vibrant 88 years old. When he came to this role, he was just like a normal working slug. He'd done a couple of films. He played Rasputin on stage or something like that. He was in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad.
Well, he's got the eyes for Rasputin.
Yeah, he did play. He was a villain in the Sinbad film, Harryhausen Sinbad film. It was Golden Voyage or Seventh. I forget. I think it was Golden. And right after that, they were looking at a lot of different people. When he got the job, he was a little surprised by it because, see, again, over there, they don't, actors, didn't at that time especially make that much money. I mean, they had to work if you had a show and you got to make like 12 episodes or whatever of a show a year, and then when you were done with that, you needed to go work on the stage, you needed to go do commercials, you needed to do a lot of things. You had to work. It was golden, right? So he got that job. He had a normal, regular, I forgot what he was doing, construction or something. When he got the job, he went around to see his buddies in the pub, and all you had to do is, I'm the new Doctor Who. It's funny over there, you Brits always say Doctor Who. When the character's called the Doctor. The title of the show is Doctor Who. But over there, they call it, they lend the two, where, so, for some reason, he's the new Doctor Who. And it's just so huge over there that I don't know if he knew what he was getting into.
Would you kind of equate it to becoming Bond, I guess, at the time? Or
yes, he said that. And it's iconic there. Again, we didn't know anything about it when he got that role in 74, whatever it was. It was 76 or 7. So 75, 76, whatever, up in there. Anyway, it was season 12. And it was over there. Again, Bond is a worldwide character, but Doctor Who was actually fairly well known in other parts of the world. It's just over here we didn't know anything about it yet. And he is he's a rascal. He has a great sense of humor. He has really cool to his fans. He to this day is as lively as can be. He's the most enigmatic of the doctors, of the old ones. He is the oldest of the ones left. He's the last one of the he's the oldest one of the ones left. You have a few other of the original series doctors still with us. But he is, you just watch interviews with him today and just over the past couple of years, and he is just a lot of fun. The guy's just got a, sardonic sense of humor. He is private in a sense. And our good buddy Problem Being, who's not here with us, has had the honor of being called a streak of piss by Tom Baker at a bar once. And if he called me that, I'd be honored too. He's just
that's fun. Yep.
He's still the most popular doctor of them all. Now with New Who, some people say David Tennant is. David Tennant is about as close to popular as Tom Baker popularity as you're going to get with the new Doctor. I think with the new show.
I think as time goes on, he's obviously, I think, the all-time, greatest doctor, maybe because it was the first person I watched in that role. But I think, the youngins how much of the old Who have they seen? And I think, in 20 years, it's might be just David Tennant, just like, we talk about sports figures or actors, who's in the zeitgeist from the, 30s and 40s and 50s, it's just, nature of the way things work, although with, streaming and being able to watch these things, hopefully, everyone will keep watching the old Who as much as I love those, Tennant episodes and that continuation of the series. But it's it's just a natural thing. But go watch. Try to watch it. It's if you haven't, it does take some adjustment if you're used to modern TV and modern special effects and things like that. But a lot of the stories are just so brilliant.
No worry about that here.
Not for the youngins. For the Esh types. So shout out to Esh. I'm not picking on Esh, but just saying in general. Like I know when you watch, watch something, it's tough. Like with the new TOS, they redid the special effects, which the good thing is you can still watch the old effects. But like for my kids when they're watching it, they kind of help keep them in the show. I think although you can obviously enjoy it with the original effects, but some people are off put by that.
But you're speaking for the kids, not for us. So
no,
I like kids, that. That's good stuff, Mark.
Well, look, this thing about this show is Doctor Who has a lot of jump on points. You don't really have to start with the first series in '63 with the Hartnell ones. It is a very different show. You can start if you want to watch classic, as they quote unquote classic call it. Tom Baker's a good place to start, and you can go back if you like him. But you can start with New Who and then go back. Some people don't watch classic, unfortunately. I love it. That's my favorite, even though I like some of the new stuff. But it's his character is what, again, he walks into a room and you don't care about budget or effects or sets or anything. He's so dynamic. His presence is so commanding as the Doctor And the fact that he's wearing a scarf that was knitted by Madame Nostradamus, and all of his, I don't know why I had to say that. I don't know what, but I just love this guy so much. And of course, I want a jelly baby right now. Would you care for a jelly baby?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're the jelly babies. Yep.
This is a guy that defeats.
So did you have those pants?
Not quite exactly the pants.
I had those pants.
Exactly.
Did you have those pants, Mark?
No, in the 70s, I only wore jeans. I have pictures of me at at picnics at the beach with jeans. We were kids in the 70s, 80s in the States. You wore jeans, or maybe jean shorts in the summer, or you didn't or sweatpants, right? I mean, you lived in jeans.
I grew up in the 70s, but maybe it was because I was a little girl and I came from a very traditional and very a family of modest means, but it was always dresses. And then, of course, do you remember when tough necks were a huge thing in the 70s? And everyone was so mad when they had to wear them if they were a little bit older, because we called them baby clothes. Mom, don't make me wear the baby clothes. But the thing is that particular brand of jeans lasted for so long that moms bought them anyways. And it was quite humiliating when you went to school and people could see that you had a tough necks label on your jeans because you wanted to have adult jeans. But no, I had all of these itchy clothes and I wore them to church, but mostly dresses. Oh, the 70s.
Well, these were dress clothes. Only wore dress clothes to church. If you wore short pants like that and you were outside of church, it wasn't going to end well for you. Just put it that way. Unless it was, a party or it had to be a
school then.
Well, yeah, I went to Catholic school. You wore a uniform. But yeah, but I'm saying like any time out of Catholic school or out of a formal party or I mean you'd be caught dead if you wore anything other than jeans. I mean that's the only thing that and of course kids today where I am, jeans aren't that popular anymore. They all wear khakis to school. A lot of them wear khakis and other or like those fancy sweatpants or as I call them, yogurt pants or yoga pants or whatever.
Those are chinos.
Yeah,
Keely Chow, hello there.
Hey, Keely.
This is him today.
Apollo's minion wore bell bottoms.
Recent.
Yeah, I had bell bottoms too. Apollo's minion.
Yeah,
this is him recently. Baker. Yeah, that's more recent right there. He's still lively though. I mean, the old man.
Yeah.
He was in. He made a guest appearance in the 50th anniversary special back in 2013. And I guess this kind of sums up how, the chills I got. I don't know if anyone remembers that scene where at the end, Matt Smith is in the, it's the end of the episode, not spoiling anything. Everybody knows about it. It's 50th anniversary. And it was simulcast all around the world at the same time because it was just huge. The whole world got to see that episode at the same time. And I remember reading stuff leading up to it that Tom Baker was supposed to be in it. And then just by the time I got to that scene, I just forgot about it. It was a really great episode. I was really happy, but I'd forgotten about Tom Baker. Totally forgot about him. So wasn't even thinking about that. We have this scene, of course, where he's waiting. Clara says, if you waited for a minute, the curator of the place wants to meet you. If you wait for him, he said, sure, no problem. He's waiting. He's looking at the painting. And he's talking to himself like he always did, and the doctor Matt Smith saying, "I could be a creator of this. I could be the curator of this place. I would be the great curator." And then you hear this voice. My son and I are sitting there. I'll never forget it. You hear that booming voice. I really think you might. And I almost hit the ground. I almost fell out of my chair. We're looking at each other. We both went, "Holy!" They still haven't shown him yet. They're going slowly, but you hear the voice.
The voice.
Oh my God. Because that's all you need is the voice. And turn around, of course, you see him, and he's old, but he talks to him, and he just has that little conversation with him, and it's just, I tear up every time. It's like, it's just a wonderful, touching scene. It's already the episode already just blown me away. And this one, to see something that special, how many people love this doctor to get to see him again? Yes, he's older, but the things he says to him, and he even does that little thing like he always used to. Who knows? He would tap his nose and say, "Who knows?" As in who, knows. So, every time I see it. But that first time was special because I'm like, we both just, oh my God, we're just squealing like little children. It was special. It was special, and he is special, a special actor. This is going to be. You don't want to get down about it, but the man's old, right?
Yeah, unfortunately,
there are a couple of guys out there. We already lost one of them, and that was Adam West. That one killed me. I'm just glad we've as you know, we've lost the beloved Leonard Nimoy, and our beloved DeForest Kelly that we're talking about, people like that. He's one of those. Him and Shatner and people like that, when they go on, and of course what happened with great Jack Kirby. Not to bring everything down, I'm just saying these guys, these people that it's just, I'm saying someone you don't know, but they've done so much it means to you. When they go, you feel it. He's going to be one of those for me. And I hope I don't have to deal with it for 20 years, 30 years. But Tom was just amazing. And it makes me want to go back and watch some of his episodes. I'm going to go back and watch Pyramids of Mars now.
Okay, stream over. No, just kidding.
We'll do a watch.
Yeah.
So
I was just reading. I was looking up when Doctor Who came to the States. So so they said they sold it. You're correct, obviously, Mike. They sold it to the States in '72 with Time Life Television syndicated Pertwee's time as a doctor, and they're saying that they did some write-ups and some promotion, but didn't do well, and then the stations played them out of order. They didn't even know it was an episodic serial. But then in '78, they sold Tom Baker's first 4 seasons to PBS. And that's probably when I started watching it, 78, 79, 8. I'm guessing. And I think my good buddy Rob, his dad was a massive Doctor Who fan, so he was buying, must have been VHS, back in the day. So then he was getting the older episodes. That was the only way I was exposed to it. So yeah, and then they started showing it if you're on the East Coast, WOR in New York and KVOS in Bellingham were airing the show for a few years. Also, commercially, as a third, not on a major network, but so '78 it started, and then it just. Which is interesting too. They said they cut 3 minutes of the show to have teasers, so they would they had Howard Da Silva read voice recaps of the previous episode and teasers for the next one to tell you what was happening. So it made it easier to pick up, because back in the day too, you didn't have. I mean, most people in '78, 80, you didn't have, VCR. I'm trying to remember when we got our first VCR. Maybe
we got ours 80s. Like 78, 79 when we got ours.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. But
you guys are so loaded. There'd be no way that my family could afford that back then. Are you kidding me?
It was bigger than a TV.
But I think it was '83 when my first buddy's his dad got a Betamax. Or '82, something like that. He had it, and the thing, he had it for years. I wish I'd kept it, because I got his ColecoVision. He was going to throw that out, but the original Betamax, just to have it, but fit on top of a credenza. It was massive. The thing looked like it was 50 pounds. It was this huge, massive thing. But so that that was your introduction to it. It was through PBS in the States. So,
well, yep. So everyone that's 2 great actors, 2 wonderful people who just mean something to us forever. Born on the same day, the great Jackson DeForest Kelly and the great Thomas Stewart Baker, and I salute them both. So once again, I wish I'd had a clip or something. I wanted to play one. I wanted to get it, but I didn't have a chance. I wanted to get the one with what was it? Gotta snap my fingers and jump for joy. I got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy. And then
that's a good one, yeah.
And then the other one, I just the one of him saying, "No, you may be a doctor, but I'm the doctor, the definitive article, you might say." Yes, so love them both. You got the greatest Starfleet doctor of all time, and you got the greatest Time Lord doctor of all time. And thanks to them both for all they've done for us.
I could show a still from that if you want, or I could do get a couple sec. Yeah, we're good. Okay,
yeah. We're fine. We're good. Yeah. It was cool, but yeah. We have some more Star Trek stuff because Raquel's got some Star Trek. Who's still in a Star Trek mood? Anyone? Who wants to see
I'm
some
always
Star Trek?
In a Star Trek mood.
Yeah, always. Who would like to see some Star Trek art, folks?
Nice.
Like I'm giving you a choice. Nah.
You don't have a choice, yeah. We are in control. Do not change the dial.
That's right.
Yes, indeed. Good to see you all here, though. We appreciate you so much. Raquel has a presentation for us. if you,
I do. If you want to fire it up, boss man.
I can do it unless you want to.
No, you go ahead.
Because you do have control, don't you? Look.
I do.
Okay. Well, you can flick them when you want, or I will. It's up to you. But you can tell everyone what we got here.
Okay. Well, tonight I have assembled what I believe is the Star Trek Essential poster collection. Now, previously we were talking about how Clubby's Clubhouse helps to fill the void of not being able to go to conventions, and how there are different areas within Comic-Con or pop culture fairs or just any type of con, really, science convention. And people can be intimidated by it, and they're not sure what to ask for or what to look for, or they might not even approach the table. So we've talked about cards, and we've talked about comics and different things like that. And this is another section of the con. Okay. A marvelous section, huge section, and this would be the posters. So I thought I would inspire everyone by creating a Star Trek Essential poster collection. So this is how I like to adorn my family room, and I don't have all of these, but I'm working on it.
Hey, I've got that. Pete, by the way, I know you've got that.
Scuba Pete.
I've got that too on the back of a comic book.
I just got that actually. I just there's two versions of that poster too. There's one that has what's different on the top. I think that the logo's different on the top.
Well,
I don't know if you've got both, but they're two I've versions.
Read in a couple of places it's because it was this idea, this concept for this poster. I don't know if it's true or not. I've read it in a couple of places. Was due to the fact that this was auditioned to be the phase 2, and then it was transitioned into the pre-release movie poster in 1979 for, of course, TMP. I don't have this one, and I want it quite desperately. I want the gargantuan one that used to be in the movie theater.
Oh yeah. No, I love
the oversized one. Yep, yeah.
Yeah, the oversized one.
Like I said, I first saw this one or variation on theme of this one on back of Marvel Comics. But good, sorry.
Yep. Oh no, Gary had actually was talking about this poster on his show that he wanted it. And
really?
I gotta have this. So someone was selling it on eBay, and it was also I'll find. I think it's still for sale on Amazon. Obviously this is a reproduction, not the original. But if you were able to get the original, it's worth more. But if you just want to have a copy of it, and put it on your wall like I did. I actually took down another Star Trek poster, but I have that same poster in my office. So I'm like, well, I don't need to have two of my favorite posters up, but it's so I replaced that. So
go McKyle.
Go McKyle.
No, wait.
Yeah, the thing is one of the reasons why I didn't buy it is because of how much money it was back in the day to do this poster upright. So in order to have the actual movie theater size and to frame it there's no way that a normal person could afford it. And nowadays it's far more economical. It's doable. You don't have to spend $600 or $700 to have it framed, the oversized movie theater size, right? So yeah. I always hesitated to buy it because there's no way that I could afford that. I can't spend $600 or $700 on a frame. But now with Michael's coming into Canada and with us doing a lot more trading around the world, just generally, the cost is come down substantially and it's affordable now.
Yeah, because I got that frame for that in Michael's, I think, for $40, I think, I'm guessing. Especially if you go on sale. What? Just recently, yep. And it's 36 by, what size is that? 42 by 30. I'm trying to remember the size, but it's not the full movie theater, huge, massive size, but it's still a pretty nice.
Not a one sheet.
Yeah. Well, I like to hang them chest height in my family room in my basement. As many of you know, I'm Canadian, and so our basements are our refuge in the wintertime. So that's where your foosball table is going to go, your pool table, your poker table, your home theater system, and you adorn your walls in whatever you please, because when people come over, they don't see that, only your family. So I like my entire basement, when you're walking into it, to just be animatronics and movie posters. And so I'm desperate to get this one.
Yeah, so my version is 27 by 40, so 69 by 102 centimeters.
Yeah,
that's a nice size. Yeah.
Pleasant Valley Picker, hello there.
Yeah, Pleasant Valley Picker. But before when when the world wasn't as open as it was, and certainly prior to the internet, that's how much it cost.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
And back then too, you also it would cost a lot of money to have it delivered to your home so that it wouldn't get any bumps or bruises. And then of course, after having invested all that money, then you have to get the protective glass, and you don't want to to have it on the acid paper, and you want it on protective glass, and then so. But the world is much more open now, and it's dirt cheap. You could probably do a frame that size at Michael's now for under $30, and have the poster shipped in. And so it's time for me to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah,
I've just been putting it off. I got to get it done.
Absolutely.
That's a gorgeous poster, though. Yeah.
It is.
Love it. The Human Adventure.
Yes, this is Star Trek the movie, TMP 1979 movie poster. So this is the official poster.
Bob Peak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find that other version. It's a very minor difference, but
yeah. So I've got this one, and that one. It's a ton of fun. Right? When you walk into my basement, I have the TMP original gangster poster, but I do want the pre-release.
Yeah, this one here's the pre-release, right?
Yeah, and this one here is Star Trek the movie on 1979. It's officially called the foil movie poster. The foil movie poster, and I don't have this one, and I'd love to have it.
Why do they call it that? Because it's got shiny elements on it, or?
Actually, I'm not sure. I just know that's when you order it. That's how it's referred to. That's how they refer to it.
Yep.
This one is Star Trek the movie 1987 German re-release movie poster. So in Germany in 1987, they re-released TMP, and this is the re-release German version of that, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
The ears are a little suspect, but it looks good.
The ears make all the difference.
When Germans love Star Trek and David Hasselhoff.
Oh wow, it's like a lobby card or something.
So actually, MARC introduced these to me, and so did Clubby. We did not have lobby cards here growing up, and it could also be down to the fact that our movie posters were outside. Very rarely would you see the movie posters inside. They were outside so that you could sort of choose whether or not you would go in. This is Star Trek. Obviously, this is the TMP. This is Lobby Card 1, they call this. Lobby Card 1 is absolutely beautiful.
Nice, yeah.
Did you want me to let you control these so you could know what you want to show next, or do you want me to do it?
Sure, I could do it.
If you want to, just so you'll know what you want to move to next. Oh, yeah. Wow.
So this one is beautiful. Lobby Card 2. This is also from TMP.
That's awesome.
I do not have this one. I would absolutely love
beautiful.
To have this one. Absolutely glorious. This is Lobby Card 3 from TMP. So absolutely phenomenal.
Yep.
Phenomenal. And this is Lobby Card 4. So they issued, I think, 8 cards for TMP. There are 8 different cards. And so I've assembled them here for you this evening. This is Lobby Card 5.
There you go. Wow. That is nice.
Yeah. And Lobby Card 6. Glorious. It's like you're walking the Giant's Causeway in Ireland.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have Ilea. And Aliyah.
Mm-hmm.
Very difficult for me to say Ilea because, of course, everybody knows I spent a good portion of my life amongst Greek nationals. So I'm always trying to say Ilia. If I do that, just don't be mad at me. It's because I was around I was around an entire family, most of which did not speak English. So we would say Ilia. Ilia is a name. And of course, whenever I see Ilia, I see Iota. And so I think, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's a language thing.
Oh, well, there you go.
So this is Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. This is one of the versions of the movie poster that we're going around. This one's glorious. I do not have it.
I've got a few of those.
You have a few of those? Oh,
yeah.
One sheet? I have the one sheet.
And I also have the Mondo special edition from that movie, too. So I think I have like 3 or 4 of those. And sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely beautiful. And then this is, of course, one that I would love to have. This is the Wrath of Khan, and this is the official Japanese movie poster for the film.
Wow.
So I'll leave that up for a minute to allow everyone to have a gander.
Yeah, I always loved those. Never picked any of those up, but
I'd love to have this.
There's about 1 million Star Wars ones, but I never seen too many Trek ones, but wow.
And so this is not a lobby card. This is actually called a mini poster. And it had a front and a back. So this is the mini poster front. And this is the mini poster back.
Note the lack of the 2 on that last one.
Yeah, and that's actually in there's a booklet that was printed. Mm-hmm. So that has that in there, and then along with it's like a promo of Wrath of Khan, basically. Yeah. So there's other pages that they had that as a poster, and that's the booklet. I have like 30 or 40 of those. So one
Jeez!
I have that.
Yeah.
Jeez!
I got that.
Yeah, I'll grab the book real quick.
I remember that book.
Yeah.
I'm crying. All right.
Trek 3 one sheet.
Yeah. And here we have Star Trek 3. The Search for Spock. This is an official 1984 movie poster. So this one came out in 84. It's pretty nice.
Yes.
I just absolutely love this. I don't have this. I would love to have this. This is Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. This is the international poster, once again issued in 1984.
Bob Peak again.
Yeah. Gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They put that on the VHS tape release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it the novel too? Or that looks really familiar.
I don't know if they put it on the novel, but they may have. But I know they put it on the VHS.
Yeah, on the VHS, right? Yeah.
And obviously, you can see this is Heritage Auctions from Paramount. So this is a lobby-proof card sheet. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many of them are still out there floating in the internet, but you can even see the bleed line where they would be cut. So this is Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, Paramount 1984. This is the uncut printer's proof of the lobby card sheet.
That'd be great to have, yeah.
I love that movie. I don't care what anyone says. I love it.
I love all of them. And this is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. This is the advanced movie poster from 1986. Gorgeous. This to me is perfection in a poster. This is Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home 1987 movie poster.
More Bob Peak, I think.
Classic.
Yeah.
Nice.
And here we have Star Trek Voyage Home 1987 movie poster.
That's the more rare poster, I would think, isn't it? Or...
Probably. Yeah. I've seen it. I think I've seen it, but
absolutely love to have this. It's like this is nerdgasm for me.
$60 on eBay.
It's gorgeous.
It's hilarious that Spock is in a uniform.
Yes, and he's not supposed to be. Yeah, and we have Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. This is the 1989 pre-release movie poster. Why are they putting seatbelts in theaters this summer? Star Trek V, The Final Frontier.
That was clever. Good to see you, Snail Messiah.
Hello, Snail Messiah. Everybody, put away your escargot forks and garlic butter. The snail messiah is here. This is Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, the 1989 movie poster.
Yep. Another Mr. Peak.
Yeah, exactly. This is Star Trek Undiscovered Country, 1991. This is the pre-release movie poster.
I remember seeing that at the theater, I think.
That's just
when.
Just absolutely beautiful.
That's a great poster, yeah.
It is. And then this is a Star Trek Undiscovered Country 1991 movie poster. And that will bring my presentation to a close. I'll just go through that again quickly to show everyone. And so these are the essentials, I think, for every Star Trek fan. Of course, it never used to be this extensive for me until two enablers that I know that are my friends. One is named Mike. The other is named Mark. My M&Ms decided to enable me by teaching me about lobby cards. The shame is theirs. It's
never heard of those guys. Those guys.
Jerks, yep.
I love those jerks.
Couple of jerkweeds.
And that's it.
I can't get over that.
I hope you enjoyed that presentation, everyone.
Oh, I love it. That is great, wonderful. Yeah. I love that. I can't get over that silly Trek 4 poster with Spock in a uniform. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rare one. Yep.
Yep.
I've probably seen it before, but I just can't.
Did you want me to put it up again?
Yeah. What the hell? That's funny. I'll get it. Oh, you got it there.
I got it.
What the? Oh my goodness!
And the bad thing is that they didn't even change his shoes either, so he doesn't even have on the standard TOS Cuban cowboy boot.
No,
he doesn't even have on the Cuban cowboy boot.
Captain, I don't understand why I am wearing my uniform right now when I had no uniform when we left Vulcan. It is illogical. It could be some time problem.
Illogical.
Spock, it's timey-wimey. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. It is illogical for me to have a uniform, and yet I have this bandana. And the cop is looking at us, going, "What?" Looking at us like we're communists, and the other guy back there saying, "Why don't you watch where you're going, you dumbass?"
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other one is about to get a neck pinch from me. Oh dear, the Voyage Home. And then it's so the actual film title below it's so small you can't even see it. That's a weird one. I love it, though. That's fantastic.
And from a graphic arts perspective, of course, coming from communications and technology, I think that it's a little suspect that they decided to use that type of font with no color.
And plus, it must be a very big poster when you want your, like, if it's out somewhere, because the letters under that reading, they trained back when something 2030, you can't even see it, half of it, because
it needed to be black.
Yeah.
And Star Trek 4 needed to be black as well.
Yes.
Hey, Pop Culture Republic. Evening.
What's up, Pop Culture Republic? Hello.
So that concludes my presentation, folks. I hope you enjoy it. If you would like to get these posters, feel free to just rewind this stream. And the TOS Essential Poster series, including the enabling lobby cards, brought to you by M&M.
Mark B.
Yep.
Not me.
Yes, you.
I may have had some lobby cards. Mark probably still has them, though.
Yeah. I have a few. Yeah, I have a few. Yep.
You teach me about your American lobby cards. And
with
then
eBay,
I look them up, and I want them.
eBay for years, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They were. There was the lobby card. I know Wrath of Khan also had. I don't know what I had. I had playing. They actually had playing cards too. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had the Wrath of Khan playing cards. Yeah. And then they had. Yeah. That's I think that's all on those, but yeah.
Well, there's also the peak. There's also the peak Wrath of Khan that I didn't add to this.
Oh, okay. Oh, he did. Yeah.
But I have that one.
Oh, wow. You got quite a collection there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love
some Trek. You know, because we're in the thick of reviewing, Next Generation, which is great and all, but it makes me miss real Trek. No, I mean, I say real. It makes me miss original series and want to go back and watch some.
Just do it. I do it. Just do it.
You only do it when you go back around, though, right? Or no?
I do. Unless
order,
you
right?
need to cut that out and just go watch.
Do you make an exception sometimes? Or,
I do, especially if I have to prove a point and I have to go grab dialogue, and then I'll watch the entire episode, even though I know exactly where the dialogue happens. And I make my husband fast forward to it. I record it, then walk away. He's like, "How do you do that? That's weird."
Well, you've watched it so many damn times, and yet they never get old. The better ones never get old to me. So that's one of those shows.
Well, if I could show a couple of my favorites, I agree with all those selected.
You feel like it.
I feel like it. Yeah, if you guys have seen these before, but
if you must,
just got to show couple of my favorite ones.
Enabling.
This is enabling. This you can buy. I've got I think 5 or 6 copies of this poster now. So
cherry, that is cherry, baby, cherry.
Love it.
I love that poster. Yeah,
gorgeous.
Great poster.
So the story behind this one, of course, when it was at the VHS store, it was rental store, and I kept asking the guy I gotta have a copy. It was on the wall. Like, can let me know when I can have that. I kept bugging him. Sometimes you'd slip the guy, $5. It was just the guy working the counter. So I have one version. Hey, Canadian Spider-Man.
Yo, buddy. Good to see you, bro.
Spider-Man.
Sorry about that.
Spider-Man.
Continue, bud.
All good. Yep. And so I have a folded version, and I had it framed with a beautiful glass frame, like Raquel's saying. Took it to college, and it got dropped on the coming back from college, and it got a little scratch. I got to have a friend airbrush it for me. But then I bought another version.
I'd cry.
Yeah, I was upset, but I kept it hanging up in my hallway with I have all the movie posters.
Who knocked it down? That person
hallway.
needs shin kicks.
It might have been no. I think I dropped it, put it in my truck, or it broke. Trying to take it home.
Okay, so then once again, it's you who requires the shin kicks.
Yeah, I was upset. No, but you would have felt bad for me. You wouldn't have kicked me.
We would have cried together, and then I would have kicked you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't believe it broke with the glass frame. Yeah, then it kicked
violence.
Me. Yeah, it would have phasered me. Yeah, and then of course I bought that one. I bought another copy that's in my office. I'm looking at.
That's a beauty.
The other fun thing you can do is, all the laser discs that were out and albums. You guys have seen my office, but I've framed a bunch of those and have those up on my wall too. So those make great display pieces too if you find the original soundtracks and things. And then the other poster, which I love, is this poster. I have the cage. This was hanging up in my
I've seen this college. This just makes me want to cry. When you showed me this the first time, I felt emotional, like seriously emotional. Like it's upsetting.
It's upsetting. Yep. So unfortunately, I have one. Otherwise, I'd send you mine. If I had two, I'd send you one. And Raquel was. Yeah. So I have quite an extensive poster collection. So
one day I'm going to be the head of Mark's museum. One day, folks, I'm going to be the curator and master of ceremonies of Mark's museum. You hear me?
You're hired. Yep.
And I will stroke these posters every day as I walk down the hallways, teaching people about them.
You'll be the great curator.
Yeah.
I will be stroking them. A little pet. Just give them a little pet.
Behind glass, right? Yeah. But yes, this is one of my favorite posters. I think I had it up on my wall in college, and was another.
How could you do that?
Well, because you got it at the video store, and the guy gave it to you, and you love Star Trek, so we'd watch Star Trek every night at midnight on Channel 11 WPIX in the New York area, and the game was guess the episode, and whoever could guess the episode within 5 seconds, when I don't know, a can of beer or whatever we did, but that was like our study break was Star Trek at midnight until they replaced it with Seinfeld, which was a travesty. And
you would say it's a nice place you have here, Mr. Pike. Would you say it was worth a man's soul?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Matthew Pounder.
Hey, Matthew Pounder.
Hey, Matthew. Yep. And the other set of posters we could show a few of them. You showed
before you change
Sure,
this poster. I would just like to say, on behalf of the entire community in chat, we would just like to thank you for showing us this. And I would just like to say one word in regards to your behavior, Mark D with a C. Glorious.
Thank you. Yeah.
Glorious.
I gotta take pictures of all the posters I have and just catalog them, because I hadn't seen these since I think I moved out of college too. I shouldn't say that, but I think it's been rolled up since college, because I bought some.
Why?
Well, because I have so many posters. I have my hallway. I have all the movies.
Yeah, but how can that not be front and center? That's crazy. What's going on at your house? Do I have to come down there? Because I'm out of wall space.
My house isn't that big. I got the missus wants. I want her to keep me around. So unfortunately, she's not a. I love her, but she's not a huge Star Trek fan. So we don't have a big basement where I could put up all the posters. Unfortunately, like you guys have. True. Yeah. So I have
that
like
might
my
be that might be fortunate. You need like a house that's twice the size if you both were.
Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, or like a whole. You know what I was looking at? It would be cool to have. They cost a fortune. You know how they have those things that like hang up posters, so you can like scroll through your posters or display your posters.
Yeah.
So
why don't you buy one? I bet you could get one.
They're expensive. Well, if I find one, sometimes you find those things cheap. Sometimes secondhand, stores or just tag sales.
What about on eBay or a local auction house?
I was looking, but I haven't found anything that's been cheap yet, unfortunately.
I will keep looking. What's your price range on that one?
Oh, a couple $100. But sometimes you can find stuff like that. When a store goes out of business, like the comic book shop would have them. Yeah, so that's when you find, that's when you get a good deal.
I will keep an eye out for one, and if I find one, I'll buy it. And so between about 100 and some.
Yeah, something like that. Not too much, yeah. But because I have work in my work, I could have a room for, and you could hang up all the posters. That'd be so cool. But posters just make you, just it's so much fun as a fan to have those up and to look at those and enjoy those. It's just
we're deeply sick in the head. I mean, I want a spinner rack and you want a poster presenter, a commercial poster presenter. So I mean, we're sick in the head, but we're sick in the head together, Mark.
Yes. Yeah. Now you had shown me these posters.
Oh.
So I don't know if you want to show a couple of these.
Did you want to tell the story of this?
Go for it.
Well, why don't you, Raquel? You tell the story, because you're the one that found this.
We went on the air.
Okay.
I don't think did we show any of these on the air?
I don't think we showed any of these on air.
I don't know.
I don't think we did.
Okay, so one night, the guys
I'm going to change to a better program to show this, but hold on.
Yeah, rock and roll. So one night, the guys and I were all sitting around talking about Star Trek. And I was just like, I know this beautiful artist, and I've been posting his stuff. I used to post his stuff on Facebook when I was on it. And then when I first joined Twitter, I loved that Twitter was public initially. So in 2017 or 2017, I started collecting this guy's work. And everywhere where I asked around, no one could make out what his name was. No one could give me his name for certain. And I tried a few combinations and just nothing materialized. But whenever I saw the work, especially on Tumblr or Pinterest, I picked it up right away, and never with credit. But I didn't have any qualms about showing it because the guy signs his pictures or his posters really, really big. So at least I was giving credit.
Yeah.
So I showed the guys one night, and Mark, of course, he has his graphics arts programs up to date because he can afford it. I can't right now because, of course, he has a business. So he blew it up and he looked at the name, and of course, he got the correct name.
I think Mike actually found. I think Mike actually grabbed
was it.
Mike
first. Who did it?
I think I won't give credit to Mike. I think Clobby.
So I think it might have been Clobby who made it.
I blew it up, but then he was able. He's like, I don't know that. Yep.
Yeah, maybe it was Clobby because he has eagle eyes. Anyhow, the three of us together figured out what this guy's name was, even though I've asked the internet a million times and no one could figure it out. But my two buddies helped me figure it out, because they're the best guys ever. And so Mark went around and he found the guys, he found like a treasure trove of the guy's stuff. And he took them all into account. and put them on a Google Drive for us so that we could look at all of them and enjoy them. And so this is what this presentation is, coming from Mark. And at the end, Mark can direct you to this gentleman's website. I've been a fan of his forever. And it's so nice to know, I know where he is now, and I can have his entire collection. He is preternaturally gifted at what he does. Just outstanding posters.
Incredible stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So over to you, Mark.
Well, I was able to actually find a lot of these, and it's not easy because his website doesn't have all the posters. So what I was able to do was using, my, desktop publishing and, graphic software, I actually pulled them into the program, and all the ones I could download, and actually up-res them all. And I actually have them on my Pinterest board. So I'll find the Pinterest board, because I think I have so far I have the only collection that I've been able to find of, like people had like 10 or 20, and I put them up all in one big collection. So, I mean, they're on the internet, so it's not, it's not like the person didn't give them away, or, he's got his name on them, but it's not like they were behind a paywall, but I was able to collect them, and then also, upscale them. And you were talking about, Raquel, maybe printing them all and putting them on a wall, or you could print them all like,
that's what I'd like
10,
to do.
8.5 by 11 or A4, I guess, is the metric size.
Wow.
Yeah,
and then
11 by 14, I think would be nice for these. And I think I would do an entire wall in them. And now, of course, there are more than 79 of these, because he has some either favorite episodes or episodes that he wanted to render more than once. Yep. So I think it's in excess of like 85 of them or so. But eventually, I would like to at least have all 79 in 11 by 14.
Right. That'd be great to have all of them.
Yeah, some of them he did, like exactly what you said. He cut like a preview one for a couple episodes. I'm trying to remember what he called it, but yeah, some of them he had 2 posters, but they're all brilliant. I mean, they're just all so well done. I love, I know if you tried to do this, I'm not an artist, but like, I love the way they're able to do these cut scenes. Steve Mitchum's not feeling good, so he's not here, but how you can fit all these random scenes, not random, but separate scenes on a poster, and it still makes sense. I just love
that one. Wow.
Love the way, yeah.
It's somebody who's actually watched them. And they know how to create that vignette, and these gorgeous vignettes are very evocative of the soul of the episode. And so just preternaturally gifted person, just absolutely marvelous with the software, but also a bona fide fan who is able to capture, like I said, the essence of that episode, and to create his own story within the poster. I love this guy. This guy does such great work. It's really, really great work.
Love that Doomsday Machine one. Yeah, there's 2 for the Doomsday Machine there. Yep. So he had 2 different, 2 different ones. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I love that one.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is gorgeous. And
then. And then he's got the quote. He's got the quote on there too, like, "She's dead, Jim," just like the other one, stabbed over and over again. So,
well, and what's funny too is as you go through them, folks, Mark, I don't know if you've gone through them or not, but you can tell that this marvelous human being actually speaks more than one language. This is English as additional language, because there are some glaring grammatical errors in some of the posters, and they're just. And that makes them even better. They're just, I love them.
I love these mirrors, dude. I got to see these again. Hello, Trevor Cunningham. Welcome.
Evening, Trevor.
Mirror is my favorite episode, so he did 2 of them.
Yep. I think he did 3 mirror, Clobby.
What happened to it? Oh, you went past him?
Well, it's on automatic just scrolling through, but it should be going.
Automatically scrolling. That's fine.
Yep.
I thought you were doing that.
Yep. So it's
beautiful. Man, this is incredible.
Yeah, so there's and then
so I show Clobby and
Yep.
Mark this, you guys sitting at home, that you folks in the chat, and they both completely lose their minds.
We lost it, yeah.
And so it was great to share this with them and to show them this, and for Clubby to help us figure out who the artist was, and for Mark to use his software so that, you know, they're actually workable, usable. If you saw them on the internet out on Tumblr and Pinterest, you would be shocked, because some of these are teeny tiny, as people have recognized the gift of this person, this Michael person, and they have been distributing them for, well, it must be more than 10 years now. He's been making these posters, as far as I know. Could be more.
Yeah, his last name is spelled SCHU.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, and yeah, it's just these. I love these posters, and it's just so good to be able to have them so that they could be printed. So as I was saying, yeah, some of them have literally been harvested from thumbnail size. So, you know, the DPI is, or the dots per inch is, you know, ridiculous. So but yeah, marvelous. So go team Clobby in being able to realize at least 79 of these to have the complete 79.
I love it. Yeah, Scuba, I'm with you, buddy. I would wallpaper a room with that easily.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Cardinal.
Thank you so much. You're too kind, my friend. Thank you for that $20 super chat. I appreciate you. It says, hail, Clobby, Raquel, Canadian Spider-Man, Planet Valley Picker, CA, Pop Culture Republic, hungry for a maelstrom of Micronauts, Scuba Pete, and Matthew Pounder. So Cardinal Sin salutes you all and says hello to you all. I hope you were doing well tonight, my friend. Thank you once again. I really appreciate that. You are too kind, sir.
And Pleasant Valley Picker, that says CA, but you guys need to know that that guy's a BC guy. So he's a fellow Canadian. He says, why isn't a guy this talented getting a huge contract to produce collectible editions? I think that would actually be a licensing issue. And CBS is not really great. I'm not sure, you know, what's going to happen now with the IP in general. However, I do wish someone would commission him and commission this work to have it properly licensed and to have posters made. I would literally walk into the con and I would buy all 85 plus posters that he's made. Oh yeah, he has done the movies as well.
Yes, just so you know, folks.
Yep. Wow,
I did the original movies too.
Yep. You might do animated series. And once you've done animated series, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I would need to check my files, but I don't think so. But I mean, the thing is, the guy is ridiculous. Go back one, Mark.
Sure. Yep.
Go back one more. Oh no. Yeah. Go back one more.
That one you were looking for, or?
I just love them. I just can't
okay. Yep. Yeah. I had them on 5 seconds only. Yep.
They're just beautiful. Oh, there. Look at this. Like, this is what I'm talking really about vignette.
Beautiful.
Where there's storytelling within storytelling. This is someone who is using semiotics to completely portray the story incredibly accurately. Just this person is so in touch with the message of Star Trek 3. And is just hyper aware of exactly the essence of the story and the way the story is told. It's just, this person is so talented. This person needs to get a licensing agreement, because I want to buy all of these. What did they say on the internet? What's the meme? Shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
We're having a book of these, yep.
Wow.
But you could print these at home too, which is a nice thing, you know. So
yeah, but it would suck. I would probably I'd probably do it at my local university. I think my local university is the only one I think that could print these in a way in which I would find acceptable enough to put them up at the house. But
my hobby is photography. One of my hobbies is photography too. So of course I have a photo printer that can do 13 by 19. So I've been once in a while I'll blow up something or do a poster like this. Or you remember, Mike, that website you found with all the superhero team ups that, you know, the gentleman that was doing that. So I printed a bunch of those. They came out really good. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun to be able to take this fan art, or if you like the Mandalorian has those beautiful the beautiful artwork, and after Boba Fett, the artist conceptions of the shows. It's just those are some great.
Yeah,
great
but you'd need a $60,000 printer to print these.
But well, it depends on how big you want to print them. But yeah, a lot of times you can go to, like in the States, you can go to like a CVS or a photo print shop, and they'll print they'll print posters for you, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, that I just thought of showing those.
So good.
That's fantastic, dude. That's amazing. I love it.
And thank you, Raquel, for finding those. And so that's I have my Windows desktop. That's the I have a rotating background, which is those posters as my background. So whenever I'm on with Nick at Toxic Tuesday, sometimes you show your screen by accident, like what's Star Trek doing up in the middle? Like if the slideshow messes up. So I'm like, well, I'm a Star Trek fan here. Yep.
Cardinal Sin says, you'd be surprised what a good commercial color printer can reproduce. Yes, Cardinal Sin. I don't know if you know this or not, but I have an undergraduate and a master's degree in communications and technology. So yes, I was in a university where we had a room full of these extraordinarily expensive printers capable of doing any and all manner of things. So yeah, they're very expensive, and they often make mistakes, and it's not quite easy to do. I have done posters this large, and you can have them done, and not only are they extremely expensive, but you have to stand around and wait for them to be printed, because it can take 2 or 3 times, even on a $60,000 printer. So it would be quite an undertaking, and you would require very, very specific equipment to make this happen. The university that I graduated from, graduate school, has it has its own publishing house, and certainly has some of the most modern and capable printers around. And nevertheless, 3 copies later, and it still can have things wrong with it, right? So it would be quite an undertaking. It wouldn't be something that one could enter into thinking that it would go off without a hitch, one print and done. This would take quite a bit of work. You would have to do it on glossy paper. It would be very expensive, but it's not like I'm giving up on it. I would still love to have this done, but I would just really, really like it if somebody who actually had the $60,000 printer would go about the business of getting a licensing agreement together, so that people could come forward and say, hey, can I have those posters? And we know that it's all on the up and up. I'm not really somebody who takes stuff off the internet and prints it for myself, or find someone to print it for me. I'd rather, do it the right way.
Sure. Dadman, hello there. Dadman Clan, hope you're all right tonight.
Hail, Dadman.
Good to see you. Hail.
And here, I'm going to post my Pinterest link. I think this should work. And so I've got all the posters there, and I've upscaled. Most of these are upscaled, but if you're looking for one that's not upscaled, or there's a mistake, and I think I'd actually fixed some of the grammatical errors on a couple of them. Found the grammar police found some commas or different mistakes on them. Because I believe he's German.
Fun that night. We had fun that night.
So SCHUH.
Comic Relief Saver is waving frantically that he could do it.
Oh, really? What kind of printer do you have?
I saw you there, Comic Reliever. I don't, they were talking. I can't just interrupt. So, I had to wait. But go for it, Raquel.
Yeah. What printer do you have? I'd be interested in knowing what printer you have. Probably lurking tonight. Eyes are tired. That's okay, Dadman Clan. I'm just happy that you stopped in.
Good to see you. Oh, well. Don't wait frantically. We'll get to you. We'll get
yes,
to you.
Yes. If you would care to share what printer you have,
yes.
This might be able to go down I still would feel much more comfortable if I got a hold of Michael and asked Michael permission, though. Like I said, I don't want to just take things
but
off
if
the
you're just
internet.
printing them for your home
no, but I
use,
kind of
and it's
understand
okay.
that though, for sure. I do understand it.
Yeah, I come from a family of musicians and artists, and you know, I'm pretty connected here in the fine arts community, and that's not something I would want to do. I would at least like to ask Michael first.
I think, you know, if someone puts that on the internet, I'm just saying, if you were reselling it to make money, but I think if you're just printing it for your own use, I'm, you know.
What if it's an NFT?
Yeah, right. God. God help us. Yeah.
Yeah, God help us if it's an NFT.
Yeah. So actually, when you do a web search for them now, it comes up with my pictures. A lot of the ones that I posted. I should say
what
mine.
What have I done to you, Mark?
Yeah, that's okay. No, that's all good. There's a couple of them I have to tweak, but yeah, it was using Photoshop. You can actually up-res them. I kept going. There were a couple of them that took me forever to find, but I found a few that were buried on the interwebs that were really tough to find, that were missing, because he does have his own website, but it's not. And one person had collected them, but then some of the links were broken, unfortunately. So
true.
And
like, that's what I've been struggling with until Mr. Eagle Eyes Clobby figured out what his name was.
Yeah,
that's been a while back now. That's been a good while back now. That was a fun night.
That was a fun night.
That's some great stuff. Great art.
Yeah,
but I wonder if he saved them in RAW, and if he has them, you know, in RAW, and he has them in extremely high DPI, and you know, and we would be able to do something with this. It would be amazing.
Common Relief Crusader says I have access to a Roland 700 series sheet fed offset press. I can try a sample if you like. Well, that's not up to me, but you know, that's that would be on be up to Raquel. I want to, before you get to that, I want to thank you, Cardinal Sin. I appreciate that this very generous $20 super chat. You're too kind, my friend. It says, this is my favorite late night stream because when I finish with my stream, I can always come here and chillax with Clobby and number one and relax. You provide a much needed service that's worth paying for. Well, you are too generous, my friend. I'm speechless, but I appreciate you, buddy, and I love having you here. And we're really, I hope we'll always be entertaining for you and everyone else. And of course, you have a great channel. Those who are not subscribed already to Cardinal Sin, now everyone here might be, but in case you're not, there is a link to his description, to his channel in my description below. I'll put that up there, of course. But in the meantime, please find his channel and subscribe if you've not. He does a lot of streams, and he does one that I try to catch. Sometimes I only have to catch it later, or I have to lurk, Gil, because I'm running here and there. But it's the great show, The Prisoner, and I think he's getting toward the end of that one, I think. But he's been doing one on that show and others. So, but I'll let Raquel address that. And I will get Gil's link.
It's my favorite. Oh. Sorry, I was looking up the printer. What am I supposed to address?
Oh no, it was something to do with what Comic Relief Crusader had said.
Yeah, well, I'll look it up, and the thing is I'd like to try and get a hold of that gentleman and see if that gentleman wouldn't mind for us to do that first. And I think I would be comfortable moving forward from there after I spoke with him. And so I'll try and get a hold of him and see what he has to say, because certainly this is his work, and ultimately it also belongs to CBS. So while we're on air, I don't want to get myself into a position where I start encouraging people to print off things that they don't have the license to do. And certainly this artist has captured it in a new way, turning it into something else. So there are a couple of people to ask first, but I will definitely keep you in mind, the Comic Relief Crusader. I was just looking up your printer. You got a big bad boy. That's a big bad boy. So you might actually be able to do it. I just need to look up your maximum printing output. But what is it? Do you know offhand? Because I didn't want to sit there and gawk at the specs while you guys were all talking. But yeah, totally cool.
Well, thank you so much for that, Comic Relief Crusader. We appreciate your help on that one. And Eric K. Well, there's the link twice for Cardinal Sin's great channel in the chat. Please, any of you, my good friends who have other here that have not gone there yet, or if you're listening on a replay, you can find the link in my chat below. Please go to his channel and sub. And again, I appreciate you, Gil. Thank you for that. Let's see.
Thank you.
And thank you, Eric K., who said, I come despite the fact that Clobby thinks Paste Pot Pete is the best of Sevron. I'm doing that villains list soon, so I don't want you to spoil or anything, dude. Paste Pot Pete rules.
I kind of thought now it's out that he's #1, right?
Let's
Clobby,
see.
Thank you. I'm having my 600 subscriber celebration soon, and I hope both you and Raquel can make it. Well, that would be nice. Well, what about Mark?
And me too, I'm sure. Yep.
No, actually, I have it on good authority. The Cardinal Sin does not like Mark D with a C.
Oh.
And he says next time I see Mark D with a C, I'm going to kick his ass. Is what he said.
No, hey, kick him in the shins.
Yeah.
No shin kicks on Mark. Only I can shin kick Mark. If you try and shin kick Mark, I will protect him.
I was doing my impression of the kid on the school ground and runs. Hey, did you hear? I heard Santa said he was going to kick your ass. No, but hey, Cardinal, let us know when that is, and if I'm home and not on the air, I'll be there. I know you do a lot of Sunday shows, and I'm almost gone most Sundays because I'm almost always gone on a Sunday because we're gonna do stuff for my parents and stuff. But even if it is, if I happen to be home on that Sunday, I'll be there, bro. So.
And the Comic Relief Crusader says 36 by 48 inches. Whew, he's got a big old daddy.
I've only got 13 by 19. I've got printer envy.
Yeah, but the Comic Relief Crusader is he's a professional graphic artist.
Yeah, nice. There you go. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I would go bankrupt there. Yeah, but for the company, why? How come all the ink is gone from the printer? Wait, who just printed 80 Star Trek posters at 36 by 48?
Yeah.
Well, the other place you can go to, you can do like in the States, we have a Walgreens. I do a lot of printing for, if you just want to print a few, like banners or things, or I work for some, do some charity work for some groups, so we can always do stuff there too, or so it's a lot more accessible to, print something. Say you had like a photo you loved, you wanted to blow up, or print big, you can do it pretty easily now, relative to years ago when you had to go to a developer and they had to blow up the film and do all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's way easier now.
It's a lot easier now.
Yeah, you bring your thumb drive to Staples and they can achieve quite a lot. But it's especially taking publishing in my undergrad, it was just it's so much money. I think half of my book fees in undergrad went to printing book briefs, manuals, white papers, just giant poster presentations, seminar posters, seminar banners. The list goes on and on. It's just, it's thousands of dollars in printing. It's so much money to print this stuff. It ain't cheap.
No, who printed 1,000 copies of the key. I think he means Klingon twin sisters or whatever. Bale and Beal and
Bator. Yep.
Or whatever. Yeah.
And Cardinal says, I've been waiting with bated breath when Raquel can go back on. It's been a long time, and she has a ton of fun and she's a ton of fun and very knowledgeable. Clubby too. I haven't been doing Sunday show recently. Oh, well, that is very kind of you to say, Cardi. Gil, you're such a nice man, and I would love to appear on your show. But I never appear without my teammates. I've decided that. I'm a part of a team now. So if you had a time for Clobby and Mark and I to appear, I would agree to appear on your channel again. I think you're a very nice man. But despite even being on the big channels, and the big channels have been very, very kind and very gracious to me. I like to appear with my crew. I like to appear with my friends. So if you're open to hosting me with my buddies, I would honor that visit.
Well, I'm game to be there as well with you guys. So sure.
Yep. Well, congrats on that 600, Cardinal.
Yeah, and not only that, look, he's putting out his first SF short story anthology this year, and ain't she? Wow, That's fantastic, dude. I didn't know you were doing that. Well, I think maybe you may have mentioned it before, Gil. I can't remember, but that's fantastic, Cardi.
Yeah. So in this anthology, who is in it? How many authors? An anthology is a great deal of work. So are you also participating in this anthology, or will you be the editor? This is very exciting. So 600 subs on the horizon and an anthology. That is great.
That's fantastic.
Wonderful, wonderful. So congratulations also to all of the authors involved in this endeavor. I wish you the best of luck, and I think that's amazing. And good on you, Cardinal Sin, Gil, for putting all of those authors together, perhaps yourself included.
Absolutely, man. That's fantastic, dude. I love that.
Nice
love
job,
it. Yeah, absolutely. We got to get you more subs. So like I say, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight here at the Clubhouse. We really appreciate it. It's been a fun time. Again, Saturday Night Star Trek, folks. It's coming. It's back, and it'll be here. And, of course, please. Oh, I forgot. I got to get the link. Well, you all know where all the links and everything is, but in my description below. We're going to run here so we can do some editing and stuff. So thank you all for being here tonight. We really appreciate you. I hope we will see you again for next CLOBBY'S Clubhouse, of course.
Yeah.
But also for Saturday Night Star Trek, same Trek time, same Trek channel. So everyone, please have a wonderful rest of your night. Let me fix that here. Get ready. And big shout out, of course, to number one for these opening credits and opening intro outros. Good night, everybody. We will see you next time on Saturday Night Star Trek. Later, gang.